Hello everyone, I am Suyash Sawant and I am presenting an ongoing study on the acoustic communication in white-bellied Sholakali, Sholicula albiventris. This is also a part of my master's thesis project at IISc Tirupati. We'll be looking at the individual level song variation and song and syllable sharing within a population. And we'd like to have feedback on various steps involved in this study. Bird songs have always been a subject of interest to many researchers, as they play a very important role in mate selection and territorial defense. Understanding the complexity of this vocalization can also give us insights into the cultural variation. The complexity of this vocalization is often studied in terms of repertoire size as well as variation and order of notes. Now coming to the study species, white-bellied Sholakili. It is a perfect species to study such song variations. It is a small understory flycatcher endemic to the skylands of southern Western Ghats in India. It is mainly found in isolated shora forest patches with dense understory and is highly territorial, especially during the breeding season. The picture here shows territories of color-banded individuals in one of the study locations, Bombay Shola in Kodaikanal. Sholakali is elusive throughout the year, except for the breeding season when the males are highly vocal and sings melodious and complex songs. In our recent study on the quantifying bird song complexity, we found that Sholakali has highly complex songs among many other complex songbirds across the world. Now coming to the methods, we followed 15 breeding pairs of Sholakili and recorded songs using shotgun microphones throughout the summer of 2021. These recordings were then processed and the spectrums were analyzed in Raven Pro software. The first step involves defining note and song boundaries. Note and song parameters like the frequency and time measures were also extracted during this step using the Raven. The predefined notes were then classified into categories based on the spectrotemporal differences. I'll discuss our note classification approach in the coming slide. But going ahead, once the notes are classified, songs are written as sequences of notes, which makes it easier to connect it to the ecological significance. For example, to know what aspects of songs might be preferred during the mate selection. Going through the analysis of the bird songs, first we looked at the variation in frequency and time parameters across multiple individuals of the same population. Though we found not much difference in the frequency measure, duration and total notes in a song showed a slight variation. But based on our field observation, we knew that the songs seemed to be very dynamic and complex, which we can also see here for songs of 4 different individuals. This pointed towards possible limitations of analyzing the data at the song level. To overcome this, we explored the options of studying the songs at note or syllable level. The first and most crucial step in this is getting the notes classified. We use spectral cross-correlation to create a similarity matrix, which is then passed through hierarchical clustering based on a trial and error. We set a cutoff to classify the notes into distinct categories. This unsupervised clustering resulted in more than 70% of the notes being correctly classified. A manual validation of this classification should not be too difficult and can make it even more robust. The output of the classification resulted in some interesting patterns. Looking at the varying repertoire sizes across individuals, there seem to be both individual specific as well as share notes. Repertoire size across just 4 individuals is above 300 and will surely go much higher for a larger data set. Such a large repertoire size means more permutations and combinations, which eventually results in highly complex songs. Till now, there have been very few studies on species with such complex songs, mainly due to the difficulties in note classification. So we aim to develop a robust automated or semi-automated process for note classification, which can be easily implemented across taxa. Now to conclude, the output of this whole process can be very helpful in understanding many behavior as well as ecological questions. Markov chains using the classified note types can give us insights into the transition a bird makes while singing. Here is an example of Markov chain network for just 15 songs of an individual, and clearly they will get even more chaotic for a larger data. We also plan to use this process to understand an individual specific group of notes or syllables and how often they are shared between neighboring individuals. This study will eventually help us understand the song sharing and how specific acoustic signatures can spread through isolated populations of white-billed Shalakini. We would like to thank ISR Tirupati and Kodaikanal International School for their support and all the members of Beer Group at ISR Tirupati. Thank you.